successful comedian, an average author, and a terrible actor. And your chance to speak directly with him has arrived. Call 866-969-1969. The phone lines are open. And the Jim Norton Show starts now.
Yada dot, yada dot, yada dot. People like when I'm musical. Beginning of the show. Welcome to the Advice Show. What a fun Opie and Anthony show. I really enjoyed Michael Shannon. People say, oh, you sound like Stephen Wright. Well, that's who he is. But he's a very deadpan, intense guy. He looks exactly like you think he's going to look. Like that fucking psychotic face. He's psychotic looking. He's a handsome guy, but he's psychotic looking. And my parents are coming to town in about an hour and a half. And they're only staying for 4 or 5 hours, but I don't know what to do with them. Because my apartment, I just have my sofa and my living room's in disarray because I'm having furniture brought in. So it's just not ready for company. It's embarrassing. So we would just be sitting there like three creeps. So I don't know what to do with my parents in New York. I have no idea where to take them. I'm so bad at this stuff. Like, usually if I see them, it's here or it's there, or, So I don't know what to fucking do. So give the show a call if you would like some advice. I mean, I know a lot of people want to know, what have I been listening to lately? I'll start right here before I even get to the calls because they're just coming in. I'm going to say Unblackened. It's the new live performance from Black Label Society, which is, of course, Zach Wilde's band. I'm from playing with Ozzy for many years. He's been with BLS for a long time, too. And this is a great chance to see the band as never before. It was recorded earlier this year in high def at Club Nokia in L.A., It's called Unblackened, and it showcases the band's songs. It's a more intimate setting than you've probably seen them at Ozfest. And it doesn't lose any of the power or the intensity that people have come to expect from this group. Zach is legendary. They're saying legendary guitarist Zach Wilde, but you know who he is. But he performs on guitar and piano, and he demonstrates the subtler side of 17 Black Label Society classics, including Stillborn, In This River, and Losing Your Mind. Zach has proven time and time again that his songwriting, guitar, and onstage persona, along with his larger-than-life personality, have made him a force to be reckoned with. In addition to the concert, Unblackened is rich in bonus material, a new interview with Zach, and he gives a great interview. He's a brutally honest guy. Photo gallery, music video for Losing Your Mind, and a feature with Zach Wilde visiting HM Prison Stockton. I don't know what that is. And it's worded weirdly. HM Prison Stockton in the United Kingdom are all included. Unblackened is available now on Blu-ray, DVD, it's 2 CDs, and digitally. So get that and support Zach because it's a great group, and he's a tremendous frontman. So let's see. Excuse me for clearing my throat. Let's see. Matthew in Westchester. Interesting question. Wondering if Go ahead, Matthew.
Hey, Jim. How you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
So, during sex and masturbation, I like my nipples played with.
Yeah, me too.
And I was molested as a child, so
okay.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it. And I know you went through kind of the same shit.
I was never molested, though. Never by an adult. Let me ask you, with the the nipple play, who molested you, first of all?
Family friend.
Okay. Did they play with your nipples?
No.
Okay. So I don't see how that would tie in. Because it's not such a bizarre thing. I think that's much more of a physical thing and maybe psychological to a certain degree because you get dependent upon it. But I like how old a guy are you?
I'm 31.
Okay, I'm 45. I didn't realize I liked my nipples played with until my mid-20s. When did you start realizing it?
Yeah, in my mid-20s.
Now, do you jerk off obsessively?
No, I mean, not obsessively. I have a girlfriend, and she'll play with my nipples.
Yeah, Keith Robinson likes his nipples played with. It's a weird thing. I don't know. Some of us do and some of us don't. But I wouldn't equate that to molesting. If it was something that your molester did, then maybe. I knew a girl who was apparently molested by her father, and she liked that to act out incest fantasies involving father-daughter. And Psychology Jim made a connection. That's obvious. But I don't think nipple tweaking has anything to do with being molested. That's just my take on it.
Okay. All right. I didn't know,
All right.
All right, Jim. Thank you very much.
See you, buddy. Well, and here's something that kind of follows up with that. Matt in Boston wants to know, what do I think about a girl calling you daddy during sex? Hi, Matt.
Hey, Jimmy. What's up, man?
Hey, first of all, are you her father?
What?
Are you the girl's father?
Oh, I wish. I've met her father. I've been seeing her for about a month now. And,
How old are you, Matt, and how old is she?
I'm 23. She's 21.
Oh, okay.
I kind of met her through 12-step recovery, which is kind of weird.
Okay.
But she's a good girl, and we've been sleeping together. And Sunday night was the first time we had sex, and she was very playful. She, just started calling me daddy. She wanted me to pull her hair. At one point, she said, "Choke me."
Yeah.
Kind of inaudible. I'm kind of into it, but I'm kind of just like, what's this girl's history? She's discussed it with me. She's only been with like maybe 3 other men before me.
Was she molested?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
So you want to make sure that you're just having some dirty fun and that you're not actually reliving a complete trauma.
Yeah, it sounds like one of Anthony's girls,
Oh, okay.
when it comes to, the daddy issues and whatnot.
I think that kind of stuff I don't think that's necessarily an unhealthy or incestuous thing, just some dirty role play, but it can be. I don't know the girl. I don't know her history. And you might want to find that out as you go along before you commit too much to the role play. But a little bit of role. Now, was she asking you was she just calling you daddy and saying, pulling my hair? That could also be dirty porn stuff she's seen and not necessarily a tie-in to like a father figure daddy.
Right.
Because you're her age. So it's like, if she wanted something that was fatherly, she'd probably pick somebody much older.
Yeah. And I'm definitely not a daddy type. I'm a skinny kid, the 5'10", 130.
Yeah, maybe she's just exploring that dirty thing. Maybe she's just heard it. Sometimes we just do things that sound... I've gotten into weird fetishes in my life or weird moments just thinking about them and going, wow, that might be fun. And then all of a sudden I'm jerking off to it. And the next thing you know, I want to try it. So maybe that's what this is for her.
Okay, Jimmy.
I would just find out if you can, if she was molested, and then try to avoid, reliving her molestation.
Yeah. She also has the rape fantasies and stuff, too.
A lot of women have that. Very common.
Yes. Okay.
A lot of women have that. They want to just be held down, but they want it with a safe guy like you. You're her boyfriend. You're a safe environment,
Yes.
Girls that want to be punched in the face freak me out. I certainly don't want to do that. But somebody that wants them to be submissive or held down or have some dirty fantasies, I think is fine. Good luck, my friend. Enjoy it.
Thank you, Jim.
Hey, Billy in New Jersey needs relationship advice. Fucked up a date by drinking too much. Hi, Billy.
Hey, Jimmy. I went out with this girl for the first time the other night, and everything was going great. We're vibing. She invites me up to her place, and we kept drinking, and we started, fooling around a little bit. And I'm like, like the last guy, I'm like kind of a freak. I like nipples playing with, like the pull hair, like my parent pulled. And this girl, not so much. She's more of a good girl. And I wasn't like, I don't know, I got a little too rough with her. And my recollection of the night is completely different than what happened, because I was just really fucked up. And what she told me actually happened is got me like literally physically sick. And I'm getting these awful headaches, and I just need to make it right, because I can't be known or remembered as that guy. That's just a terrible fucking feeling.
Let me ask you a question. How many things have you messed up because you were drunk?
Well, I mean, I've done stupid shit before, but never anything quite like this.
So it has you concerned?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I know that I have a problem, but this is like the first time it's really gotten me into trouble.
Sure. Well, you don't need relationship advice. What you need, I think...
I don't need relationship advice. I need advice on how to fix this with this particular person.
Well, even the particular person, the answer I would give you, if it's, does she want nothing to do with you?
No, I was like before I realized how severe it was, I was like, just like, give me a second chance or whatever. I'll show you that I'm not like that asshole who drinks too much and does drugs. She was like, no, like, you made me feel really awful. I don't know if I can even forgive you for this.
Well, then what you should do is one of two things. You might have blown it with this girl. You might not have, but you might have. And if you have, you have. It'll be hopefully the price you pay into stopping drinking. I think that's what you might want to focus on.
That was my first reaction. I was like, I got to stop doing this altogether now.
Because even if this girl forgives you, and you go out, you're going to fuck up again drunk. And if it's not with her, it's going to be with the next girl, or it's going to be with a girl who you might really fall in love with and get married to. It's going to continually, you just got a big shot fired across the bow. She's not the issue. She's just one girl. The issue is the fact that you should address the drinking. It may help your situation now or it may not, but it will absolutely help every other situation in your life.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
There's no easy answer, buddy. You know what to do. If you know, fix the drinking, and I've talked enough about how to do that. Whether it's going to a meeting or going to a rehab, but that's the most important thing when you're fucking things up because you're drinking. Trucker Bob has an idea of how for me to hang out with my parents. Yes.
Sure, yeah, you guys are all good friends there. Give your old buddy Ant a call. Say, look, man, how about I bring the parents by? We do a little karaoke, a little bit of drinking.
I don't drink. Neither does my father.
You can have what they call a non-alcoholic drinks there.
All right, I can't burden Anthony. Hey, can me and my parents come over and just sit in your house? That would be kind of weird.
You're going to take him to eat at least?
Yeah.
You got a restaurant picked out?
No.
Oh, you should take him maybe down Chelsea, eat by the water.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, something nice.
Nice and cold. See how expensive it is. I'll keep looking at the price. Hey, don't get that. Only get the appetizer. All right, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it. Kenyon in Utah, is that your name? Has an issue with his mother. Hi. Or is it with my mother? It just says has issue with mom.
Hey, what's going on, Jimmy?
Hello, Kenyon is your name?
Yeah, that's my name, buddy.
Hi, Kenyon. What's your issue?
I have an issue with my mom. She seems to be very judgmental and has a problem with my drinking. And wants me to go to AA and everything. And I thought I would give you a call.
How old are you?
And I am 25. I'll be 26, buddy.
Okay. Do you have a problem drinking?
No, I don't have a problem drinking. My mom and dad seem to think.
Okay, so two people think you do. The two people that probably know you the best think you do. Who else has told you you have a problem drinking? I'm sure you've heard it from at least one other person.
My ex-girlfriend, which is my baby's mama.
Okay, so the three people closest to you think you have a problem drinking.
Yes, sir.
And you're in a place we call denial. You don't think you have a problem drinking, or maybe deep down on some level you know they're right, but you don't want to admit it because admitting it is the first step in being forced to accept it and address it.
That is probably very true.
So maybe your mom is judgmental and maybe she's whatever. But again, I think sometimes the issue here is if your mother is, even if she's shitty about it, maybe because, is your father a drinker?
Yeah, he was a big alcoholic, actually, Jimmy.
Is he sober?
He's been sober for about 20 plus years.
Okay. So maybe it's hereditary. Maybe it runs in the family. But I think deep down, you probably know that the issue is not your mother being judgmental.
Okay.
The issue is probably you're drinking and maybe she's reacting poorly to it. And again, that's her problem if she is, that she'll have to deal with that as an adult. But the issue for you is what are you going to do about the drinking? Because if your mother and your father who is sober, and the mother of your child all tell you have a problem with drinking, then you probably do.
Huh.
I mean, most people I know who are really sober people and don't drink are never told they have a problem drinking.
I actually didn't think about it like that, Jimmy. I tried to always blame everybody else.
That's what we do as alcoholics. Or I say I as an alcoholic. Of course we do. There's no one better at blaming everyone than an alcoholic or a drug addict. We're the masters of it. It's what we do to avoid that horrible image in the mirror, which means I have to do something here.
Uh-huh.
So the drinking might be what you want to address. Because again, your mother's going to be your mother, man. You can't fix her. You're in your 26?
Yeah, you're exactly right. I've only got one mom, you know?
Yeah, but if she was the only one that ever said that, I'd go, well, maybe. But why don't you just listen to what they're saying, even if you don't like the way they're saying it, and really closely examine it and try stopping for 90 days. How often do you drink, honestly?
I would like to say at least every couple of weeks.
Now, you only drink every couple of weeks?
Yeah.
And do you get drunk?
It's pretty hardcore.
Oh, it is pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
So you might be what we call a periodic. There are daily alcoholics, and then there's something called periodics who can go a long period of time without drinking. But when they do, it's usually a fucking Lulu.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people are very functional drunks. They can show up for work every day. There's all different varieties, but you might be a periodic. I was not, but a lot of people are. So why don't you try addressing that? And then in 90 days, see how you feel. Just give yourself 3 months. I mean, it's September, October, November, December. If you're not happy, you can be you can be throwing booze back down your throat before the new year.
Nice.
All right.
All righty. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
Good luck, buddy. Dave in Massachusetts. Have I ever encountered undercover police during my whoring days? You mean if I ever stopped? I've been arrested? Never had a real law enforcement encounter. No.
Wow, in all that time, huh?
No, but I was also very careful.
Yeah.
I passed up a lot of probably regular girls because there was something about them that was suspicious. I would never say certain things until they were in the car. I would never say, hey, how much for this? And I'll pull over. I would always go, what are you doing? You want to hang out? And they'd be like, what are you looking for? I don't know, just to kind of hang out.
Yeah.
How much you spending? Well, maybe with his bag, $30. But what do you want for that? I don't know, just to kind of hang out. We could talk, see how it goes. I was extraordinarily vague. I never, ever said anything stupid. I was very careful.
Hey, you think for doing an out call kind of thing, you think once you're there, it's pretty much all good?
Once you're there, I don't know, because a lot of times they're going to set you up. If the police are going to set you up, it's probably going to be in a hotel or something. Once they're inside your place, you're probably okay, because a police officer is not going to put they're not going to put a fellow officer in the danger of putting her in your car, I don't think, or in your apartment alone, and they can't have video cameras next door taping it. So I think if they come to your place, you're better off.
Okay, so you don't do alcohol usually?
Well, for them to do alcohol, I would always have preferred the girls to come to me.
Sure.
Okay?
All right. Thanks, Jim.
Good luck, buddy. Let's see here. Jim from Illinois, going on a flight for the first time. Any advice?
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. I know you're the jet setter, east and west. I need some help. What
Are you
can
scared?
give me for tips?
Are you scared?
I'm a little nervous about flying. So, they say get there a couple hours early. Then I've heard you and Patrice and those guys, when they fly, at the TSA, and what can you give me for some pointers first time?
No matter how tempting it is, do not yell Allahu Akbar. Even though it's something fun to yell on the TSA line. Where are you flying? How far is your flight?
I'm flying out of the Quad Cities in Illinois to Pensacola, Florida. I know it's going to be a small jet from here to Atlanta, and then a big jet from Atlanta into Pensacola.
Well, I would say get there. If I leave, how far do you live from the airport? Excuse my yawning.
About 15 minutes.
Okay, so I would leave maybe 2 hours before the flight. You'll probably get there. You really realistically need to be there a little over an hour before the flight just to check in. Do you print your boarding pass at home?
Yeah, they said to print it up on Wednesday. We're leaving Thursday.
Okay, are you bringing carry-on luggage only?
One carry-on and then one bag to actually put on the plane.
Oh, okay, so you can't just go right to security. You have to check that one bag. And I would say leave 2 hours before the flight and just relax and enjoy it. It's safe, dude. It's really, really safe. And then you land and they'll tell you where to go for your next one. It's not that hard.
Okay, now sometimes I hear you say and other people say they give you an in-flight snack. Should I ask for chips or
What's
what?
that?
Do I ask for chips
What's
or
that?
what? Do I
can't do this all day, sir. I have an advice show.
Okay.
Enjoy the flight.
Thank you, sir.
All right, my friend. Be good. Okay. Jimmy in Pennsylvania wants to know my take on hereditary drinking.
I heard that couple callers before. You said it's hereditary?
Yeah, I've always heard that gene, whatever it is that makes us who we are as addicts or alcoholics, sometimes it skips a generation, sometimes it's passed down, sometimes it's learned. To be honest, I don't know exactly what goes into making something. I think I was born with that gene, whatever that gene is, because
okay, because my dad drank. He drank pretty heavy, and I'm about the same way.
Yeah, so that could be that gene that makes us crave it. Could be something that you woke up with the first day you were alive, or it could be something that you just began to do and learned. I just don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, the issue is if you're drinking really heavily.
Yeah, pretty heavy.
Well, why don't you do something? Again, the example I always heard is, we don't know exactly what happens when somebody becomes an alcoholic.
Right.
But the example this guy George, the bartender, used to give was: you take a cucumber, and it's a cucumber. and you dip it in the brine or whatever it is that makes it, and you dip it in, it's still a cucumber. You dip it in and you pull it out, it's still a cucumber. But if you leave it in there, one day it becomes a pickle, and it never, no science can make it a cucumber again. Now, that's a really cheesy example, but you don't know the exact moment that happens. But once it happens, it can't unhappen.
Yeah.
So if you've crossed that, what they say is that invisible line, there is no going back.
Yeah.
So you might want to do something about it, especially since you obviously see it.
Absolutely.
How old are you?
57.
All right, 57 years young. So you're 57 years young, man. You probably have a lot of years left with where technology and medicine is. Why don't you, go take care of it and go do something and live the rest of your years without fucking dying of cirrhosis?
Okay, my man.
Good luck, buddy.
Hey, have a good one.
You too, man. Good luck.
I was just looking up what you said. They did find a gene that does have some effects for alcoholism, but they say a lot of it too is also your environment.
Oh yeah, it could be both.
So
right.
They found a gene, but it's still not 100%.
Oh, okay, it's part of the environment as well. Yeah, okay, makes sense. I think they'll learn to isolate it and get rid of it eventually. Hi, Jason in Maine. Had an affair with Navy wife. Has an incriminating voicemail. Okay, what are you saying here, Jason?
Hey, Jim, I had an affair with a Navy wife. The husband is in the Navy. He's gone for about the next 6 months.
Okay.
Just before he deployed, he left me a voicemail after she confronted him and told him everything. The voicemail was violent and threatening.
Sure.
I've kept the voicemail for a year to protect myself in case he comes at me and say, listen, you can come at me, but I'm going to turn this over to the police and I'm going to cost you your career.
Right.
How long do I keep this voicemail for? And is it something I think I should keep forever? I mean, what should I do?
Well, do you have it saved on another source as well?
I have it saved on 2 USB drives and on my phone.
You're fine. When did he make this threat?
October of last year.
So it's
he's been
a year.
At sea, but he's been at sea the entire time.
Okay, well, he's had a year to cool down. And are you friends with this guy?
No, we have no connections whatsoever. It was a random occurance.
And have you spoken to her since?
No, not at all.
Then
I ended everything like as soon as he left that voicemail.
Okay. I've gotten a couple of those in my life too. There was a couple of times I didn't know the score. And first of all, somebody who leaves you a threatening voicemail, I think, and again, I'm not fucking Gavin DeBecker, but what they're doing is they're saying this, I want this to stop it. If somebody is going to kill you, the odds are, again, some cop may go, I'm an idiot, but I don't think they're going to warn you, hey, I'm on my way over to kill you. Sometimes people react. And now, if you were there, he might have punched you in the face or hit you with a hammer. But he left you the voicemail, and he has not left you another voicemail?
No, but like I said, he's literally at sea.
Has he emailed you or contacted you in any way?
That was the only way he had to contact me was from her phone, and I switched all my numbers. But I'm a pretty public figure. I mean, I'm easy to find. He's not easy to find.
Okay. Well, then he could have found you and contacted you again. He didn't.
Right.
For him, it might be over. Or his anger might just be at the person it should be, which is her.
Okay.
I wouldn't obsess over it. I mean, I know it's easy for me to say here in New York, all safe with Sweet E-Rock in the studio. But I think most people... Well, I think the problem would be this. If you upped the ante by not respecting the fact that he's a dog and he barked at you really fucking loud, and if you still walk over there and try to fuck with him, then he's got to up the ante to make you really know that he means business, and that might be a very violent act. But I think if he barked and he was right to bark and you backed off, then he accomplished what he wanted to. Are you there? Oh, okay. If I hung up on you, it was an accident, man. I didn't mean to. Hopefully you heard the end of it. Oh, you hung up? Okay. Thank you, buddy, for, calling in. Let's see here. Garrett, Detroit, sleep apnea.
It was, I was reading the paper yesterday, and they seem to have found some cure, I guess, or treatment at least for central apnea, which is what you have, isn't it?
I have complex apnea, which is a combination of obstructive and central. What is the central treatment, though?
It's like a pacemaker that they put into your head.
Does it... Oh, okay. There was one that they said would stimulate a part of your throat which stopped it from collapsing, but that may have been to deal with obstructive. And they said it could be dangerous to constantly stimulate this thing. They don't know what the after effects would be. Wow, I didn't know that. I will look into that because I have another sleep study coming up. It was supposed to be this Monday, but I'm going to be in LA. I'm doing Leno Tuesday, so it'd have to be. I'm doing it like 4 weeks now. I'm doing the central, like the ASV test. So thanks, man. I'll look into that. I appreciate it.
It's out of Ohio State University is where I saw it.
Okay, well, and plus it'll just keep getting better and better. They'll cure it eventually.
Exactly. Thanks for all you do, Jim.
Thank you, Garrett. That's great to hear. Let's see here. Something a little lighter. John in Port Jefferson, obsessed with large pussy. Iraq, he's obviously a fan. I'm kidding. He's right here, just shaking his head like, Jim, fuck you. Yes, hi.
How you doing, Jim?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm 52 years old.
Yay.
Okay. I'm going out with this 32-year-old girl.
Yes.
She is absolutely beautiful, but she has the largest pussy I've ever seen in my life, and I'm obsessed with it.
Well, immediately have her contact me. We need to discuss this.
I'm telling you, Jim, I've never seen anything like this in my life, but I'm going to tell you something else, too. She is a freak in bed. I mean, squirts.
Nice.
Everything goes with this girl, and she's just a good girl. Only problem is she's only 32 years old.
That's fine.
And I don't know, the age thing has got me. I don't know why.
Why should it? How old are you?
I'm 52.
That's
20
fine.
years older than her.
Big deal. I mean, that's the beauty of, that's lucky. You should be happy. First of all, I want to see her vagina badly. So if you have any photos, email them to me and I will be discreet and just jerk off on my laptop. However, do never question why a girl, it's not like she's 18 and you're 38. You know, you're 52, she's 32, she's old enough, she's paying taxes, she has a job, her and her giant pussy like you. And maybe one of the things she likes about you is that you appreciate her big pussy, because a lot of women are very self-conscious about that. So maybe the fact that you appreciate what she is a little self-conscious about makes her very happy with you.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm telling you, I don't know, it's just the age. I notice I have a son that's almost her age.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a vagina. Here's the thing. Never look a gift pussy in the mouth. You have a younger woman. She likes fucking you. She has a big giant vag, which you love. She squirts and she's dirty. And then there's something in your mind that has to find something wrong with the situation.
I'll work on it.
Enjoy it. Because you could just as easily be calling me going, this girl is my age, she has a tiny pussy, and she's a dud in bed. You know how many guys are in that situation? Be lucky and fucking enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Jim.
All right, buddy, I'm jealous.
I'm going to work hard at it.
Enjoy, my friend. And I'm going to get to Mike in Florida in just a second, because Mike wants to know, and just give me a second, how I deal with anxiety. It's a good question, Mike. And I would often say to myself, like when I get fucking anxious, like, you know, would I ever eat fake apples made from fillers and preservatives? Would I ever eat a meatball made that way? Like most people, I mean, I want to be able to pronounce every ingredient that goes into my food. That's anxiety causing. If you cook at home, you use real fresh ingredients. If you don't have time to cook from scratch, Mama Mancini's meatballs is the answer for you. Now, they were E-Rock's sponsor. They're a tremendous product. And I'm not just saying that because I'm doing the read. They are fucking delicious. Mama Mancini starts with 100% USDA graded domestic beef for their meatballs and all natural ingredients like genuine pecorino romano cheese, onion, parsley, breadcrumbs, eggs, and a little salt and pepper. Real ingredients. That's it. No bullshit you can't pronounce. Mama Mancini's famous slow-cooked Italian sauce is made just as simply as their meatballs. They start with the whole Italian plum tomatoes, crush them, and then add natural seasoning. Mama Mancini's adds their meatballs to the simmering slow-cooked sauce for the perfect combination of flavors. Since 1921, Mama Mancini's has never veered from Grandma Mancini's original recipe. So they're not fancying it up. That's why it tastes good. Real ingredients just taste better. Mama Mancini's slow-cooked Italian sauce and meatballs, now available at your local supermarket. So that's one way of dealing with anxiety, Mike in Florida. Mike, how are you?
How you doing, Jimmy?
Hey, buddy.
I was just wondering, I remember a couple years ago, I don't remember the entire break, but I remember you talking to O&A pretty in-depthly about going for some serious heart testing, and you were nervous about, it seemed, as I remember, you were nervous about, things with your heart, and that's something I'm always very anxious about. I'm 33 years old. I'm in really good health, but I always freak out thinking that like there's some undetectable heart issue that I have.
Well, yeah, it's just a little hypochondria. I went and got it tested, and they said I was okay. One of my right vents, they said, opens a little slower. They said, yeah, just keep an eye on it every couple of years. But that's how I deal with the anxiety is I get it checked. Like recently, I've been talking about these breathing issues for years, and I went to a whatever the fuck he is, pulmonary doctor. And I went 2 days ago, and he took an x-ray of the front of my chest and the back. 'Cause I've had this tension, like there's a lead weight on my chest. A lot of times I want to take a deep breath and I can't. And he goes, well, why do you want to take a deep breath? He goes, most people don't take deep breaths all the time. He goes, you look around in a restaurant, everybody's sitting there going, he said, it's psychological. And he said, breathing is a very sensory thing. He said, he'll tell people sometimes, now hold your nose shut, breathe through your mouth and walk across the room. Now, do you feel out of breath? And a lot of times they do. And he said it's psychological because you feel like you're not getting the same air because your sensory perception is different for the air going in. So you feel like you're out of breath. He said so much of it is in your head. But he did take the x-rays and he did test me for asthma. And he showed me the x-rays. They were both perfectly normal. The front and the side. He goes, there's nothing wrong. Your lungs are fine. And I did the test and he said they're very good. I mean, they're probably not what they would be at 20, but I smoked for 17 years. And he said that they're fine. And the asthma test medication that he gave me did nothing to help my improvement. So he goes, you don't have asthma. He said, anything you're dealing with is psychological. So that made me relax a lot. So it's been better the last couple of days. And I keep catching myself and I'm like, no, you don't need it. Relax. And it's been so much better these last couple of days.
So when you went and got all the heart testing and whatnot, right when they told you, everything was fine, that completely put you at ease?
I wouldn't say completely, because what happens is you get, old tapes are hard to turn off. So I had become so accustomed to thinking a certain way and to reacting a certain way to not think about something, you're thinking about it. So it took a little bit of practice and a little while, but that was a very, very important thing because I had the expert tell me I was okay. So it made it really hard to convince myself that I was fucked up.
Right. Good
Okay.
Deal. All right. Well, I'm going to keep going. I go every couple of years. And
that's fine, dude. You're doing, that's all you got to do.
Good deal, man. I appreciate you, Jimmy.
Be good. Nolan in LA got an STD from fling with a girl at an airport. You fucked her in the airport, Nolan?
Not in the airport. Met this girl. We actually clicked. It was great. Had a great conversation. We were in a flight from New York to Boston. Ended up hanging out in Boston with the girl. I gave her a ride to her hotel from the airport. Just continued to have this really strong connection. Slept with her in Boston. I ended up taking the bus back down to come hang out with her again. And been Skyping with her every day, and then after a month, she told me she's got HPV.
Okay.
She reassured me it was not the kind that affects males, but is only the kind that can cause precancer cells in women. And I'm wondering if I should be worried about this at all. Can I pass this on to another girl in the future? I've heard it goes away after a little while.
I don't know. Is not HPV, I think, can affect us. You can just get tested for it. I think there's a swipe they can do, but it's harder to I think she should have told you first.
Yeah, me too. And I bitched at her about it. She felt really bad.
You know what? Just go to your doctor and ask him if they can swab. Dr. Steve would be great right here. Well, yeah, they can just dip a little fluid and swab it and just tell. But I don't. There is a test for it, I think. Just go to a doctor. That's something I'm a little less.
I did call my clinic, and they mentioned the only thing they can do is take a physical exam. They said there's no test for it.
Oh, there's not. Okay.
Which I found hard to believe, but
yeah, it doesn't show up on us as much.
I guess. Moving forward, I'm still talking to this girl, and I'm still falling in love with her, and she's in Florida right now until she moves out to LA in a couple of months. But I'm finding all these shitty habits about myself coming back to haunt me from previous relationships, like obsessing about what she's doing, where she is. And I've only known this girl for a few days physically.
Yeah, you might not want to start obsessing over a girl who had sex with you, didn't tell you she had HPV, and now she lives in Florida. You might want to give that one a little while. Get to know her.
Yeah, well, trying to get to know her over Skype, but it's when she moves out here, it's going to be sparks galore.
Okay. Well, good luck, my friend, and I hope you're healthy. Just go to the doctor.
All right, thanks. fun.
All right, buddy. Brian in Fargo, how do you get past the ritual of shooting up?
Hey, front row center, Kansas City. You made fun of me and my girl for a change.
Thank you for coming. Or if I, I appreciate it. Now, are you off heroin or whatever it was?
No. Back in the day, I was crank, stayed clean for 20 years, backslid for about 5 months last year.
Wow, okay. Okay.
The ritual shooting up just is killing me.
What do you mean the ritual? What was your ritual?
Just the shooting up part, getting the product ready, in the spoon and
sure,
getting it in the vein.
And it's making it hard. Are you going to meetings?
No, I'm a driver, and I got to stay clean for my job.
But are you doing any type of 12-step work?
No, not at all.
Okay, so what you're doing is basically this undefeated thing, because it never loses to anybody. Wrecked your life, and then you get off it for a long time. You step back in the ring with it again. It knocked your teeth out again, and you're still going at it alone. I mean, that's where they say the strength in meetings and some type of a help with a fellowship is that together we do what I can't do alone. It's an ego deflating thing. And a lot of people don't believe in 12-step stuff. Hey, that's cool for them. But for me, I was not able to do it by myself. I tried. And they say that in some of the writings. And again, this is not just about heroin, it's alcohol. It's all the same fucking thing, the drugs and the drinking. In single-handed combat, we did very poorly. We do very poorly because there's no one to bounce the sick thinking off of. So that ritual stuff you're talking about, do you know how many people in recovery have dealt with that? So all these times that you're driving your truck alone, you should be calling somebody who's in recovery and going, fuck, man, I'm feeling that itch. Or I never shut up, or whatever it is that sets that off for you. You should be calling somebody who's gone through that and has gotten past it. They can go, oh, no, here's what I do when that happens. That's how you get through those things.
Well, I did it on my own for 20 years and got past it. And, I've been doing it since the first of the year this time.
Sure.
Got past it. But it's always in the back of the mind.
Right. So the obsession. So basically, you're just going to white knuckle it for the rest of your life. And the 20 years that you got past it, you obviously didn't get past it because there was something in a foundation there that you missed. Like who goes back to shooting dope after 20 years? Like, dude, that's crazy.
I know it is. I got hurt on the job, and I suffer from depression, bipolar. Sure. And it just kind of the injury knocked me down, and I fell back and. Got back to work, and now I'm good again, at least, in my mind. You know what I mean?
But there's something inside of you that is craving that, and it's tickling you. It's like a tickle or an itch. The idea, or when you want to smell something, it's just that idea, that ritual, that fucking hammering at you in the back of your mind. The way to get rid of that, or the way to manage that, my suggestion is go to a 12-step group, like I tell people whenever they bring this stuff up, and you talk to people who have been through it. And I wish I had a faster answer for you. Carrot juice and a finger in your ass. That's all you need. I wish there was a better, you know what I mean? But there's not. Unfortunately, there is an answer. There's two options here. I wish there was an easier one for you, but there's not. But there is something. It beats the option of there's nothing and you're going to feel this for the rest of your life. If I was still white knuckling it, I never, ever would have gotten into stayed in recovery, ever.
Yeah.
And the little personality problems and the defects in your character and all this shit that caused you to relapse or caused you to be unmanageable, all that stuff is still going to be there unless you work on it.
Yeah. And for that guy with the younger chick,
yeah,
I'm 54 and married my girl. She just turned 32.
Oh, good luck, my friend. I'm happy to hear that. Good luck to the other guy. But yeah, dude, really, do something about that because you don't want to fuck it up and relapse again. Because I think the time between relapses now is going to be shorter and shorter. And you're not guaranteed to get clean. You're not guaranteed to come back.
Yeah, that's what scares me, that time between.
Well, it should scare you. It absolutely should.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim. You
All
make
right.
me laugh. You make her laugh, and appreciate it.
All right, good luck, man. Drew in West Virginia, trouble getting off with his girlfriend. Hi, Drew.
Jimmy, what's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Big fan. Seen you a couple times. I love the show.
Thank you.
I've been seeing this chick now for a while. She's smoking hot and everything. I love hanging out with her. I love spending time with her. But it's like, I'm only 30, and I'm having trouble just getting a rod, like hanging out with her to the point where I'm like trying to avoid sex at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think it's me physically. Like I said, I'm only 30, and I'd like to say that it's all, in pretty decent shape down there.
How long you with her? I'm sorry.
I've been seeing her throughout the summer and stuff, and, we spend a good deal of time together.
Do you like her as a person?
I love her as a person. I love hanging out with her and spending time with her, and
are you physically attracted to her?
That's the thing I'm trying to figure out. I am, because like I said, she's hot.
Doesn't
She's
matter.
really hot.
Doesn't matter. Hot. The looks do not matter. We know that on the outside. That's a thing that we understand and comprehend, but that does not mean you're going to be sexually attracted to somebody at all. So it could be a couple of things. You really like her and you're nervous, and sometimes we put pressure on ourselves, or as men, when we don't feel sexual attraction for somebody, it's so drilled into us that we're supposed to, we feel like something's wrong with us. Sometimes I've looked at my dick, and my dick is, I quit many times. And there's been times I've been annoyed. It's because I've been nervous. And there was times where I realized my dick was right. I just wasn't as attracted to this person as my head was telling me. I didn't have that chemical thing with them. I would avoid sex. I would avoid, I didn't want it. I would try to go to sleep without having to fuck. And I felt like there was something wrong with me. There wasn't. I just wasn't as sexually attracted as I thought I should have been.
Yeah.
Now, you've been sexually attracted to other girls, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, she's not like my quote-unquote type, but like I said, she's definitely, attracted. She definitely, the thing with her, too, is she likes chicks as well.
Yeah.
So, I found that out a little later on, and she doesn't really want to have any kind of a serious relationship because she's more into chicks than she is dudes in that sense.
Sure.
But I think when she told me that, something like subliminally clicked in my head, too, that even further made it like, okay, like, we're really going to have a long-term shot with it, so kind of
maybe. But what your phone? We're going to let you go because your phone is cutting off. But I appreciate the call, Drew. And I would say this: just be honest with yourself. Not that you're not being, but just kind of think about it and go, look: is my dick quitting because I'm panicking and uncomfortable, or do I just not have the feeling that as a man I'm taught I'm always supposed to have? Maybe you just don't have that feeling with this girl. And that happens sometimes. No matter what they look like, it doesn't matter. I've dated, a couple of really beautiful girls I just did not have sexual chemistry with. And I'm sure they were great fucks, but there was something about our chemistry that just didn't sync up. Neither of us was right. I mean, she was probably right, but that's the way it was. So don't, just because your dick is not working and you can't get off, maybe she's just not what you need in that area. Let's see here. Texas wants advice on quitting smoking. Hello?
Hey, Jim. How's it going, bud?
Hi.
I was calling to find out. I didn't realize that you used to be a smoker.
Yeah, for 17 years.
Yeah, you talk a lot about the drugs and alcohol and sex and stuff, but I was calling to find out, man, if you had any advice for how to quit. How'd you do it? I mean, what's your... I kicked drinking and drugs with no problem, but the
smoking's hard. Well, I'll tell you what worked for me. I had a moment of clarity, and I said I was going to quit. I think it was December 7th, 2001. So I went down to the Comedy Cellar that night, and they were still smoking in the club. Esty, the woman who runs the Comedy Cellar, who had quit smoking, physically grabbed my hand and marched me down the store to the pharmacy and got me the patch. Now, the patch, I think, was a 3-week program or 21, whatever the program length was. What I did was I wore the patch every day as prescribed. I didn't cut it off after a week. No, I'm good with this. I didn't chew Nicorette with it. I did what they suggested, and it worked. I drank a lot of water, and I wrote down, they had this little thing, you write down the 5 advantages to quitting smoking. And that helped me a lot. And Colin Quinn, I've credited Colin a lot for this. We were talking once, and he said something very simple. He said, you have to realize the urge to smoke is going to pass whether you smoke or not. And I never forgot that. So I would be jonesing for a cigarette and realize this will pass. And then I would drink some water because that fucking physical motion of hand to mouth. But it is possible to quit, and it's by far the best thing I've ever done. So you want to get tumors in your mouth, Look up photos of people who have mouth cancer. That was a motivator too. Look up those pictures of what somebody's gums look like when it's been fucking eaten away with mouth cancer. Now, you can't scare someone into quitting an addiction, but it does help to be practical. You don't want that to be your mouth.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And we recently had a baby and all that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to getting out from underneath it, man. But it hasn't been easy.
First thing you do, you quit, you get the patch or whatever it is that works, Nicorette. Do it as prescribed, and then go to the dentist and get your teeth and gums cleaned.
Oh, yes, sir.
Immediately. This way your breath won't stink, and you'll feel cleaner in your mouth. You'll notice the difference, because they got to scrape all that fucking shit out from under your gums and that disgusting taste. Man, when they get under your gums, it's a little unpleasant. But, man, the feeling you have when you walk out of that dentist.
You should also get your nails done, too.
Get your nails done, yeah. And that yellow funk will come, you start washing down the house. But, dude, I would suggest it. It's the best thing I ever did.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate
Good luck. Excuse me for sniffling again. How much time we got?
You got about 3 minutes.
Okay, we got a couple minutes. Let's see here. Should I get a hair transplant or plugs or something? Anthony from Long Island. No, I'm kidding. Hello. Canada. Hi, Canada.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Look, I'm mid-30s. I started losing my hair like in my early 20s. I'm married. I got 2 kids. I have a beautiful wife. But I, for some reason, can't get over that hump where people are like, just let it go. It's all right. I cannot. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, it's a big thing for men.
I thought by now I'd be over it. I honestly did. I constantly lie to myself, like tell myself the cliche things you're supposed to say, like, look, I have a beautiful wife. I'm married. Who cares at this point? But I can't get over it. I considered myself a decent-looking guy, and every time I look in the mirror, that's all I see.
Sure, the flaw.
I know that they've gotten better now with, like, hair transplants and stuff. I know a lot of, like, celebrities have even come out and said that they've done it, like guys like Marc Jacobs, who's like a designer/model, and Matthew McConaughey, and there's guys like that it's obvious they've done it, and it's been done well.
Right.
But I'm so paranoid that I'm going to look like a kiwi, I'm so scared that I'm going to go get it done. It's going to look ridiculous.
Well, Anthony had it done where they have the harvest area, and I follicle replacement, whatever it is. It's a long process, like it's a long day, but it takes a couple of weeks. It's kind of expensive. But if you don't want to look like a kiwi, I think they've gotten a lot better. Where it looked like they were just hammering in hair nails. I think it looks much better now. But just again, do the research. Do your research and find a place that is reputable and has good reviews. I mean, it's like anything else. You got to do a little bit of the legwork. But if you really mean something to you and you're in your 30s, then do it. I mean, as long as you're not taking food out of your wife and your kid's mouth, or you're not shirking real responsibilities at home. I mean, why not?
No, I can afford it. The other thing that I'm paranoid. I know I come off like ego maniac here, but it's also getting it done and people that prior and post. It's not seen like a boob job anymore, where people are like, oh, you got your boobs done, good for you, or whatever.
Yeah, and who cares? By the way, who cares what they think? Because they're not the ones who look back at you in the mirror. You are. So who cares what they think?
Right.
Well, you have to be comfortable with you. So if you want to do it, go do it. Okay? Because fake hair is okay. I mean, personally, I would never eat a fake apple made from fillers and other preservatives. I mean, you might. I wouldn't. Would a meatball made that way? Absolutely not. Fake hair is okay. A fake meatball? Fuck you. Like most people, my friends, you want to be able to pronounce every ingredient that goes into your food. It's just something healthy and natural feeling about that. If you cook at home, you use real fresh ingredients. If you don't have time to cook from scratch, Mama Mancini's will save you time because their meatballs are the answer for you. Mama Mancini starts with 100% USDA graded domestic beef for their meatballs and all natural ingredients like genuine pecorino, I can never say that word. Pecorino. Erock said it wrong like I did. Romano cheese, onion, parsley, breadcrumbs, eggs, and a little salt and pepper. It's delicious. And we've eaten them, and they're fucking phenomenal. Real ingredients, that's it. Mama Mancini's famous slow-cooked Italian sauce is made just as simply as their meatballs. They start with the whole Italian plum tomatoes, crush them, and then add natural seasonings. Mama Mancini's adds their meatballs to the simmering slow-cooked sauce for the perfect combination of flavors. Since 1921, Mama Mancini's has never veered from Grandma Mancini's original recipe. Real ingredients, they just taste better. That's it. You know that because everyone always eats out and they go, it doesn't taste like my mother's or my grandmother's. That's because the restaurants are using too much salt and shit ingredients. Mama Mancini's slow-cooked Italian sauce and meatballs, now available at your local supermarket, and they've brought them in here, and they're amazing. And they have turkey meatballs and all this great shit. So, I mean, I should probably say not great shit, but the food is excellent. I apologize to anybody who I did not get to. Are we out of time? We're totally out of time. I will see you guys. Don't forget, November 1st, I'm with Andrew Dice Clay at the Beacon Theater, and stick around for Fez and Ron, the new name of that show.
Jim Norton is now done dealing with your bullshit. He'll be back next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. But you can listen to episodes of The Jim Norton Show whenever you want. Go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand for